and the Sakina, or divine presence of Allah, Sakina. And so, because the kalima was not there, the temple was not there, Allah will depart from the heart, mind, soul, and house of someone, or house erected on his behalf, of someone that erects idols. And so the temple essentially was not there, though it was there physically, because the word was not there. The temple was no more. So then by Ezekiel 43, you get, and so the idol has to be put away from their bodies, minds, hearts, their bodies, minds, hearts, houses, and temples. And then Allah will come and send the Sakina, and He will dwell with them, which is literally what that means. Sakina, what the word Sakina means, to dwell with. And the very important reality for that is Surah Al-Ikhlas. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم قل هو الله أحد الله الصمد لم يلد ولم يولد ولم يكن له كفوا أحد. Son of man, this is the place of my throne and the place where I will rest my feet. I will remain here forever, living among the people of Israel. They and their kings will not defile my holy name any longer by their adulterous worship of other gods or by raising monuments in honor of their dead kings. They put their idol altars right next to mine with only a wall between them and me. They defiled my holy name by such wickedness, so I consumed them in my anger. Now let them put away their idols and the sacred pillars erected to honor their dead kings, and I will live among them forever. Son of man, describe to the people of Israel the temple I have shown you. Tell them its appearance and its plan, so they will be ashamed of all their sins. And if they are ashamed of what they have done, describe to them all the specifications of its construction, including its entrances and doors and everything else about it. Write down all these specifications and directions as they watch, so they will be sure to remember them. And this is the basic law of the temple, absolute holiness. The entire top of the hill where the temple is built is holy. Yes, this is the primary law of the temple. And of course, the Holy Quran, Surah Al-Ikhlas, is needed for the full realization of that holiness, or ikhlas, or purity. Surah Al-Ikhlas reads, أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم قل هو الله أحد الله الصمد لم يلد ولم يولد ولم يكن له كفوا أحد. In the name of Allah, most gracious, most merciful, say, He is Allah, the one and only, Allah, the eternal, absolute. He begetteth not, nor is He begotten, and there is none likened unto Him. Of course, this again spells out the pillars, or the mechanizations for purity and holiness, and that is Tawheed. Allah is Ahad, Al-Ahad. He is one, He has no partners. And to ascribe partners to Allah, to worship other gods besides Him, is what is going to absolutely defile you. Allah is Al-Samad, so seek this for eternity. Seek Him. Seek Ahad, Al-Ahad, for eternity. He begetteth not, nor is He begotten. He is not someone that was a parent, and He is not someone that is someone's child. He was not someone that begat offspring, and he is not someone that is the offspring of another, and there is none likened unto Him. Literally, and there is none likened unto Him. Again, many people like to use the term godly. Godly is li on the end of God, is a Greek suffix that essentially means like, and that is a misnomer. That is literally a misnomer. There is none that can be like God. The best that we could do is be the people of God, or the party of God, or the party of Allah, or Abdul Allah, the servants or slaves of Allah. And so I said all this to say that with the 350 idols that were in the Kaaba at one time, though the Kaaba had been originally erected by Ibrahim and Ishmael for the set purpose of the worship of Allah, it was no longer the temple of Allah when the idols were there. So though you could see it physically, spiritually, and literally, it no longer was. Therefore, the question is, and so what is necessary for the temple of Ezekiel or any Masjid of Allah on earth? 1, the kalima. 2, haqq or al-haqq. 3, Surah Al-Ikhlas. The Ezekiel passage also is a great allusion to some of the necessary prerequisites for establishing the temple. We have made the Quran a light. Surah 42, Ayat 52. This is nothing but lights from your Lord. Surah 7, Ayat 203. Your word is a lamp for my feet and a light for my path. Psalm 119, 108. And I want to read a passage to you from Exodus 37:17 on the building of the lampstand. Then he made the lampstand again using pure hammered gold. Its base, center, stem, lamp, cups, blossoms, and buds were all of one piece. The lampstand had 6 branches, 3 going out from each side of the center stem. Each of the 6 branches held a cup shaped like an almond blossom, complete with buds and petals. The center stem of the lampstand was also decorated with 4 almond blossoms. 1 blossom was set beneath each pair of branches where they extended from the center stem. The decorations and branches were all one piece with the stem, and they were hammered from pure gold. He also made the 7 lamps, the lamp snuffers, and the trays, all of pure gold. The entire lampstand, along with its accessories, was made from 75 pounds of pure gold. This is speaking of Bezalel, and he was, along with Aholiab, one of the 2 craftsmen that Allah had commissioned for the purpose of building the fine accessories such as the ark, because they were extremely skilled. And then he sent the spirit of this expertise and creativity to these 2 individuals to build, the things like the table and the lampstand, the incense altar, the Ark of the Covenant. So this was Bezalel who built the lampstand, and Aholiab. And so to this I want to add from the proverb of Suleiman, and I'm going to cite Proverbs 3:14 and 3:19. For the profit of wisdom is better than silver, and her wages are better than gold. Wisdom is more precious than rubies. Nothing you desire can compare with her. Proverbs 3:14 and 15. Wisdom speaking in Proverbs 8:19, saying, my gifts are better than the purest gold, my wages better than sterling silver. And so with that, I say, according to Proverbs, wise speech. And according to Proverbs, wise speech is more valuable than silver and emeralds, gold and rubies. Wisdom is more valuable than gold and rubies. In closing, are we not men in this house of Al-Islam that consider the construction of his temples and masjids and the building of communities and civilizations? Do you not see men in this house that consider this? And of course, I do not advise attempting to penetrate the sacred books of someone's personal collection in their private home, but go to the public places designated as places of worship for Allah and watch the temple and masjid unfold before your eyes as you grow in knowledge of Allah by His kalima. Lastly, I want to close with a concept I was alluding to before, of how the body is like a temple, and you must rid your body, your mind, your soul, your heart of any association with idols. And as I mentioned in previous bids, that supported by scripture, that He will give you a renewed spirit, when you have done so. But those who are still devoted to idols, that He will repay them in full for this sin. But in Tabit, which is in the Apocrypha, there's a passage in Tabit 13, that his tent may be rebuilt and you enjoy it. And the tent being the tabernacle housed the Ark of the Covenant. And the body literally is a temple for the person Allah has sent to inhabit that body. Keep your body, your mind, your heart clean of all forms of idolatry. Jazakallah khair.